Welcome. This is Back to the Bins. I'm your host, Mr. B. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back, and if you're new here, thanks so much for stopping by. This is a comic book collecting channel, and I'm a comic collector. These Sunday videos are intended to showcase the books I picked up this past week at my local comic shop. I've got a pull list, so I'm pretty familiar with what's happening in comics today. I love digging through the dollar bins, and I love digging through the back issue bins. So, if that sounds interesting to you, and you'd like to join me on my journey back to the bins, why don't you take a look over here, and I'll show you what I picked up. Alright, and like I said, these are the books I picked up this past week at my local comic shop, 204 Comics in Winnipeg, and as per usual, we start in alphabetical order, and that takes us to DC Comics and Action Comics issue number 1091, or 1091. That is the Michael Cho variant. I love Michael Cho's work. I love the cartoony style. Everything's very clear, crisp. I love that. Very cool. There's one very similar to this coming out for Supergirl, but I don't like it as much. And, you know, with Action Comics, I'm trying to reach issue number 1100. And, yeah, there's no real reason to get it aside from that sort of connection. But, you know, maybe we'll find it one day. But I'm not picking it up. But I do really love this style. And great. We're 9 issues away now from Action Comics issue 1100. Keeping with DC, here we have, I love this, I'm going to say contender for cover of the year here. This is Batman number 1, the second printing, the Jorge Jimenez variant, I guess we could call it. But this is just great. I always wanted to know, does Batman wear socks? And indeed he does. White ones from Walmart, I bet. Yeah, that's good stuff. Very cool. I haven't read issue 1 yet. I'm getting close, I believe. Again, the backlog. Are you? What do you think? Does it live up to the hype? I've been seeing a lot of great things about it. Did you get this issue? Are you interested in this kind of stuff? This is just, to me, good stuff. Awesome. A lot of DC, a lot of Batman-affiliated stuff. Here we have Gotham by Gaslight. A League for Justice, issue number 4. This is the Mike Perkins variant. I think I've only read issue 1, maybe issue 2. I kind of forget already, but love this cover, and I love this sort of Elseworlds tale of how all of this stuff came to be. Very cool, love this, and yeah, just makes for fun, interesting reading. Again, more DC Comics. Here we have Batman, Superman, World's Finest. This is issue number 44, the Jorge Fornes variant. I'm trying to get to issue 50. This is super cool, very pop art, retro coolness. I love that. Great color. What else can I say? A lot of fun. Oh yeah, finally, here we are over to Marvel. We've got Captain America, issue number 4. This is the Chip Zdarsky variant. He's also doing the writing. Yeah, I like this. Been collecting the Zdarsky covers of variants for this Captain America run. Still see people raving about this. Again, I think I read issue 1, but I don't remember. I must be getting close, though. Hi. Backlog City. And into the independent section over at your local comic shop. Here we have Cul-De-Sac, issue number 3. The Jonathan Wayshak A cover. These A covers have been really cool. Really has that Fear and Loathing vibe. I forget the artist's name who did all that stuff, and I apologize. I should know that. But got that kind of feel. Very, very cool. Perfect for the spooky season that is October. I love that. Back over to DC, we have just a cover by... And we've got DCKO issue number 1, the Jim Lee variant. I just really, really loved this image of Darkseid. I thought it was great. Of course, it's classic Jim Lee, so we've got that going for it as well. I haven't seen too much about this yet. Have you read this? What do you think? DC really knocking it out of the park with this kind of stuff? Or do you wish we were just kind of back to regular programming? I'm going to say cover of the year here, potential. Very, very cool. Now, a lot of this stuff, half of it was from last week with the DC missing, as well as some of the independent stuff. but I told you even weeks before that the shop had forgotten to order me Dick Tracy, issue number 12, and yes, here it finally is. This is the Robert Hack variant. I love getting the variants for these Dick Tracy comics, and this Dick Tracy comic is still very impressive 12 issues later. It's not cheap, it's not lousy, it's actually quite good. Look for the trade, I'm sure it's out there. The first arc was fantastic. This is a lot of fun. Again, more cover buys. Here we have, from the independent section of your local comic shop, Fire and Ice issue number 4. I got this just because it is done by Joe Jusko right there. Super cool. Yeah, I mean, I love the imagery, but I love that it's a Joe Jusko. This kind of Conan, kind of barbarian stuff, not really my deal. Sword and sorcery, not really my deal, but you can't say no to a Jusko, can you? Jusko with Jusko. And here's something that I've been doing a little bit more of recently. It's the, the ratioed variants. But I saw this on the FOC, and I was like, yeah, I gotta pull this. This is G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issue number 321, the 1 in 10 variant, the Steve Beach cover. Cobra Commander, a hiss. This is just awesome. I love this style. This is the Cobra Commander I love. Although, again, I will say I am a hooded Cobra Commander fan. More than this mask, this hard shell. But still, so cool. Takes me back. I love it. And G.I. Joe has been doing a lot of really awesome variant covers. So keep your eyes open, especially in the variant world. But I'm sticking to just 1 in 10. So, it keeps it a little bit more simple, but gives me that extra variety, which I think this is just great. Back over to the independent section, I read issue number 1 of Ghost Pepper, and I absolutely loved it. This is a great book. This is Ghost Pepper issue number 4, the Jessica Fong variant. I hope I get to issue 2 sooner or later, because fun story, and I think this has got contention for cover of the for miniseries of the year. Based off that first issue, it was absolutely spectacular, and I hope it continues. Cool premise, and I'm here for it. In keeping with the independent stuff and spooky season, here we have Harley Quinn Elvira, issue number 1, the Ben Caldwell variant. I just really like the imagery on this, and I can imagine this being kind of a fun little romp. Perfect for Halloween, and this is just probably a good little adventure that I think is going to be fun. Well, more Halloween goodness. Here we have Hello Darkness, issue number 15, one of my favorite anthologies out there right now, and this is the Rebecca Puebla A cover. She's one of my favorite artists working today. I really love her work. Anytime I see it, I'll try to grab it, as long as it's not a ratioed variant. She does a lot of work on the independent side of things. Just really love the look of this. Classic creatures under your bed kind of thing, with this woman who has been leading the Hello Darkness troupe the entire way with her finger on the button to turn the lights off. Love that. This is a lot of fun. More cover buys, more DC goodness. Here we've got Justice League Red, issue number 3, the Juan Ferreira variant. I just think this is a spectacular looking image. I'm not even sure who this character is on the front, but what I do like is it's just use of red and pink and black. This is such a sweet, sort of fall feeling cover. I couldn't say no when I saw it. Everything about it is just cover goodness. Contender for cover of the year right here. All right, well, now we come to something that's fun for me and hopefully fun for you. Here we have Mark Spear, speaking of Halloween, the Monster and the Wolf Trick or Treat Blind Bag, issue number 1. We're going to open it right now. All right, so here it is. That is awesome. I love sort of. I've always been a little bit creeped out by sort of like the depths, although I got no problem going in the water and stuff, in lakes and what have you. I'm not afraid of things per se, but just it is the sort of undefined depth of water that is kind of scary. And the idea of these creatures and the classic sort of trope for these types of Jaws and things like that. This is just a great little cover. I haven't really seen this, and very cool. Love that. Pretty neat. All right. Well, where there's one blind bag, there's at least kind of a bit of a bag to open. Here we have got the Punisher Red Band, issue number 2, the Julian Totino Tedesco variant. I love Tedesco's work, and that's why I got this. I thought this was just a great image. So I'm going to get this out of the bag as well. As you know, I've taken your advice. We don't leave them in the bags anymore. All right, so there we have it. I think that looks pretty cool. I do really love Tedesco's work, and so for me, this is just extra special. Very cool. I'm going to say contender for cover of the year here. Keeping with Marvel, here we've got Rogue Storm issue number 1. This is the Ivan Talavera variant. I love Ivan Talavera's work as well. Saw that he was doing this variant cover, and I said, you got it. I love Rogue. I love Storm, so this is super cool. Back over to the independent section of your local comic shop. Here we've got Sonya Reborn, issue number 2, the Stuart Sager variant. My goodness, I love this style of artwork. I think this is just gorgeous stuff. Contender for cover of the year. My goodness, where has Stuart Sager been all my life? Going to keep looking for more of his work. Super cool. We've got Transformers, issue number 25. I think this was one of the issues that came out last week. This is the John Moore mask wraparound die cut foil variant. Image does these awesome die cuts, and I'm here for it. They've done a lot over the last year. I've been collecting as many of the ones that I do really enjoy. I'm not a Transformers guy, but this Optimus Prime thing I couldn't say no to, so very cool. Back over to DC, we got more Mark Spears. Here we have Superman Unlimited, issue number 6, the Mark Spears variant, like I said. I was only going to collect to issue 5, but I saw that number 6 had this sort of DC Comics card thing, Lex Luthor. I thought this was just a good thing to get for this run. So now I might extend it to 10 issues instead of the 5. If not, that's fine too, but I just thought this was cool. I had to have this. I love the Mark Spears stuff, so cool. Back over to Marvel. Here we've got Unbreakable X-Men, issue number 1. This is the Lucas Werneck A cover. Of course, this was the Uncanny X-Men the last time we checked in. They are doing this over this Age of Revelation event. Same writers, everything else. We'll see where it's changed. I think this takes place sometime in the future. So we'll see. But again, I love that Uncanny X-Men. I love that team. I needed to see where this was going. And where there's one cover of Rogue, there has to be another one if I see it. And here we've got one. Ooh, that is good stuff. That is the Unbreakable X-Men number 1. That's the Terry Dodson Revelation variant. I love this split duality or whatever this is of Rogue. Amazing costumes on either side. I love this. Contender for cover of the year for me. Super, super cool. And here we've got The War, issue number 3, the Bjorn Barons variant. This was taken from Hello Darkness as a part of the anthology, of course. Now we're seeing it in, is it a 4-issue mini? I think it's 4, may not be, could be 5. But I also love Bjorn Barons. I think this cover is fantastic. It was a great story. I don't know if they've added more to it, or if this is just straight up what it was within Hello Darkness, but needless to say, I love Bjorn Barron's work. I love Hello Darkness. Why not? Here's a comic that pleasantly surprised me. We have They Chose Violence. This is issue number... covers. Speaking of covers and more cover buys, here we have Witchblade, issue number 15. This is the Sozomaika variant. I love her work. She's one of my favorite artists, and I just couldn't say no. There's another one. I think issue number 16 is also a Sozomaika variant. I got that coming as well because I just think her work is awesome. Super fun, and glad to have it. And here we go, folks. It's that time, but it's not that time. I'm sorry. Here we have Yuletide, issue number 1, the Rochelle Aragno variant. Yes, you know, I know we're getting Halloween-themed comics, and now here we have some Christmas-themed comics. Maybe there's some murder and mayhem in this to sort of, you know, change the attitude a little bit, but I'm a sucker for Christmas-related comics. And here we are. That was everything, folks. That was a big one. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And how about we get back to the real world, shall we? Well, it was a great stack of books. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. And if you did, why don't you like, comment, and subscribe? It really helps to build the channel, and I'd love to develop a community of people who just really love comics. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you next week. And until then, remember, comics are good.